Joining us now here on the Hill is the congressman from Indiana, Marlin Stutzman. He is a member of the Budget and Financial Services Committee. With us tonight as the president sort of name-checked your state, Indiana, and what it could mean for this potential Golden Dome. Congressman, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
You bet, Blake. Great to be with you. You know, it's exciting. I was actually out at the facility that it's building the satellites for the Golden Dome.
Yeah, so that's L3 Harris, right? L3 Harris is the company that's involved with this $125 million new expansion there. So the president had Senator Jim Banks in the Oval Office today. He's your senator. But what would this mean for Fort Wayne, as you tell me that you were just there at that facility?
Oh, it's huge. You know, it's really a place where we're bringing technology and manufacturing together right there in Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne in Northeast Indiana has a long history of manufacturing, but this is, you know, one of those projects that we can all be very proud of. We're a strong defense state in Indiana, and also the fact that we have manufacturing there. It's a you know, match made in heaven. So it's going to bring a lot of jobs. It's going to bring long-term stability, and it's also a part of our national defense. So Hoosiers are really proud tonight.
What about all of the players, though, who could be involved here? Obviously, I just name-dropped one company in your backyard. There's questions maybe about SpaceX getting a piece of this. Any concerns there?
No, I mean, I think that it's all part of, you know, the American effort to make sure that we keep our country safe. I mean, we know that China is building up their ballistic missile inventory, and the fact that, you know, we're able to build right off of the technology that we have already been manufacturing in Indiana in weather cameras and other satellite operations. So having as many American companies involved with this effort, I think just shows again that President Trump is about making America first and making sure that we keep our country safe, and especially considering China's buildup.
You are a fiscal conservative, I think is one way to put it, right? You're a member of the House Freedom Caucus, for example. One of the reasons why you and a lot of your colleagues are in the news right now. The president talked about this costing $25 billion, Congressman, but the Congressional Budget Office says over 20 years, this would be about $500 billion, $500 billion to set this up. Do we have the money for it?
Well, I think that we have to make the investment in this, considering what China's doing. And, you know, just as you said, I am a fiscal hawk. You know, the guy sitting close to you, Mick, and I served together in Congress, and we were both you know, very concerned about the direction of our federal budget, but also we can point to a lot of other things. I can point to a lot of other things in the budget that need to be addressed. Healthcare costs are out of control. That's something we need to focus on. Let's make sure America's safe. Let's make sure our allies are safe. But at the same time, I think that, you know, the president is the deal maker in chief. He's going to make sure that other countries that get the benefit from the Golden Dome will also be participating one way or the other. I hope he does.
So you were in the room with the president today. Obviously, there was that big meeting. He came up to Capitol Hill, 9 o'clock in the morning here in Washington, give or take. First thing, he was up there. There's some questions about whether or not it was effective, whether or not it moved anyone's minds. For example, here was the president afterwards on spending. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
What do you think of the fiscal hawks?
I'm a fiscal hawk. I'm a bigger fiscal hawk. There's nobody like me as a fiscal hawk.
So do you think that Thomas Massie is correct in saying that this is adding Biden?
No, I don't think Thomas Massie understands government. I think he's a grandstander, frankly. He'll probably vote. We don't even talk to him much. I think he should be voted out of office.
Did he change your mind one way or another? Because, I mean, there was the question there, Biden-level spending. The reality is the president in his first term racked up in the first fiscal year about $800 billion worth of debt, nearly $1 trillion in the second year. And you guys are talking about possibly another $4 trillion or so over the next decade just with this alone.
Well, I mean, you got to remember that the $4 trillion is taking into consideration that it's the promises that have already been made in Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Medicaid is a program that's out of control. We've talked about, you know, what do we do going forward, and also, though, that the fact that the president in this big, beautiful bill and House Republicans and Senate Republicans are going to cut $1.6 trillion. That's the most this town has ever spent, cut on spending.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.